Hey everyone, this is Flash, your squatter hunter for Squatter Talk Tuesday. Good evening. Today I just want to talk about my show that's premiering tonight. I want to just invite everyone to go to A&E tonight and watch the premiere of Squatters. I'm excited about bringing a squatter series, to the small screen, the first ever of its kind, and I'm excited about that as well to continue to bring awareness to these squatter issues as well as helping people. So this just gives me a whole other stage to work on. So I'm excited. The show, it's fun to do. I think anything you do comes down to having a great team, having great everyone, the crew, everyone involved in this show. We all had a great time doing it, and we were able to have fun at the same time, be serious when we needed to, and even have some laughs at times as well. I don't want to ever make light of the issue that is affecting these families across the United States and the world. But there are, sometimes you have to laugh at yourself and others. Anyway, but, I also want to say, I was reading some comments on some of the social media platforms that were talking about it. And I want to clear up one of the things that, people are saying that, all TV is scripted and it's clearly a scripted show. And I just want to, make it very clear that to date, there is not a single YouTube video that I've done or TV show that I have done that is scripted. So this show, there's 2 episodes premiering tonight. It's not a scripted show. And so I just wanted to clear that up, that what you're seeing is actually live drama as it unfolds. We can't just say cut and, excuse me, squatter, can you say that again? But this time give it a little more oomph. That's just not something that happens. So today, if there's any questions, I'm going to put this on there. Squatters premiering on A&E tonight. So it's being listed as premiering tonight 10/9 Central. I have seen on some areas like Hulu, things like that, the guide is showing that it's airing at 7 p.m. and 7:30, and they even have it repeating at 11 p.m. There are 2 episodes, so if you see the 2 different time slots, there are 2 episodes. Appreciate you tuning in and watching the show, and I'm hoping to be able to continue to do this and bring you a lot more episodes. So that is the goal. But one of the things I wanted to talk about also is the Squatter Talk Tuesdays. I am starting to use this platform to give victims a voice. Now, that victim might be a homeowner, might be a landlord, and it might be a tenant that is, needing to express themselves. Maybe they had a raw deal from a landlord and they want to talk about it. So I am using this platform to give the victim a voice. Where they are protected a little bit more. They can come onto my platform, talk about their experience, completely legal. And so if you are interested in sharing your squatter story, your non-paying tenant story, or your landlord nightmare or something, I want to be fair on both sides. And there are awful tenants and there are awful landlords, and all in the same. So, but if you want to come on my show and share your story, just email me your story details to flashout@outsidetheboxwithflash.com. You can see that banner on the screen right now. You can, just send it to me and I'll have you on the show. The other thing I want to talk about is the Get Out hats for helping others. So I'm trying to raise money to be able to help victims that can't afford to help themselves. My fees in comparison to an eviction process are far below. However, there are some people, like a lot of elderly people, they just don't have the resources. They don't have the family. They're living with their squatters or non-paying tenants for multiple years because they just don't know where to turn. So my Get Out hats, the ones that say Get Out on the back and Squatter Hunters on the front, if you make a donation through the website of $100, you get a free hat. The hat is, retails for, I think it was $71.99 if you were to just go make one yourself. But anyway, so that's another thing that I wanted to mention. I have not received any word yet on Dylan Harrington. He's the fugitive that we profiled on America's Most Wanted when I joined John Walsh and his son to bring him up. And he is suspected of taking unliving an elderly couple that had went to check on their home when they noticed that a power bill had gone up, and they were shot and taken, and their bodies were burned as well when they were found. So Dylan Harrington, we are still on the lookout for them. So if there's any, if you want to watch that video, I do have a video where Squatter Hunter joins America's Most Wanted. So check that out and help us find him. And I had somebody reach out and say they grew up with Dylan, they knew Dylan, and they believed he was innocent. So if you believe he is innocent, then help us bring him in so he can prove his innocence and we can start looking for the right person. So that's what I have with Dylan Harrington. SquatterHunters.com is where you would go if you want to learn about what we do, if you want to hire us to help you, if you think you might qualify for being, maybe one of the cases that we will show on the TV show. You can inquire at SquatterHunters.com. If you want to do a consultation to see what we can do with you, you would email consultation@SquatterHunters.com. If you want to submit your squatter that you have for an upcoming registry, then you would send all of your squatter information to submit@SquatterHunters.com. That's on the screen right now. Just sending a name really doesn't do anything, and it won't add your squatter to the list. So we need more than a name. You're going to get an auto reply that's going to ask for different things, but we would love pictures, location, story. You'll get an auto reply that basically asks for a whole bunch of things. So the more you have, the more we have the offer, the more we have to offer future landlords, preventing them from being victims. So the Squatters premiere tonight. You're going to see 2 episodes. Both of these episodes were families that were suffering a horrible situation, and me and my team went in to see what we could do for them. And it's one of the things that about what I do is that, first of all, I never know what I'm going into, how it's going to play out, how they're going to react to what I say. There's no one writing me a script. I have to, just immediately think about what to say, because I don't have the luxury of having a writer tell me, okay, if they say this, you say this. The other thing is, I can say from experience that there's going to be all levels of drama. You're going to go from being, it being intense drama to could be tears to happy to smiling to laughing. I'm hoping to bring all of those emotions to the screen. And I believe that it's going to hit home for many, and literally homes, right? So I'm very excited about this. I'm expecting this the premieres tonight to do well, and I'm hopeful that I will be able to bring more to you. So I just wanted to do tonight about that. And let's see if I have any questions. I take this off here. All right, so I have Carly here says, congrats on the show. Thank you for bringing more attention to this issue. Carly, thanks for joining me. The chat tonight is open to anyone. You don't have to be a member of the channel to chime in today. So if you want to come in, you have a couple more minutes to get in a question or a comment or something like that. I welcome it. So I'm going to be signing off here shortly and preparing to watch the show myself. So one of the things that the producers asked me to bring up is to ask everyone when they're watching the show to chime in on Twitter, X, or whatever social media platform you're on. Chime in, make a comment, say you're watching the show, give a comment about what you like of the show, or what you'd like to see out of the show, or whatever. Chime in with your comments. Chime in. A&E is posted on Facebook. The last I heard, that post on Facebook had 1.5 million views. So I mean, that's amazing in like a day, right? So I believe that there's a huge audience for this, and and I believe that we need a show like this. So I'm just very proud and excited to be the one to bring it to you. It's unfortunate in a way that I had to do this in the first place, and that I had to be the first squatter hunter, the only squatter hunter. But I am proud that I have been able to start this movement. So here's greetings from Tony Adami. I believe Tony Adami, that is a familiar name, and I believe it's someone from my past. How you doing, Tony? I hope you are well. If you are not the Tony I'm thinking of, you can tell me. You can you can just message back, dude, what are you doing, man? I have no idea who you are. Anyway, so but every once in a while I get some people come in and chime in on here. I've had my buddy Dave came in and surprised me with some stuff one day, and I was like, "Is that Dave?" But anyway, I appreciate. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Prior to that school, Tony. Prior to that school. So anyway, yeah, good to see you, Tony. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming in and chiming in. It's been a long time, buddy. Here's Karen says, looking forward to the show. I commend you for all you do to help with squatters. Karen, the support, I'm going to tell you, it goes a long way. It is when you're doing things that, you do something that, there's a lot of love, but there's also a lot of hate and support and the thanks, and people come in and saying thank you to me means a lot. And there are some days that's what keeps me going. So, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate, and that's why I think that's why I started doing the lives and looking forward to the lives, because I wanted to be able to communicate with people. So thank you for, coming out, Karen, and joining me tonight. And I appreciate your comment. Betty says, would love to watch, but don't get A&E. So Betty, A&E is also on YouTube TV, and it's also on Hulu. And Hulu is offering a free trial. So I've had some friends and family that have signed up for the free trial tonight just to be able to watch the show, and then you can decide for yourself. A&E also, I believe I read somewhere they have an app you can do. So, there might be other options for you, Betty, if you're interested in checking it out. But thanks for the love. Let's see here. Is this Donra? Did I get that right? Can having a property management company help you in not having squatters? The answer to that is simply no. Having a property management company will not help you the slightest from having a squatter. They may be able to help prevent you from a non-paying tenant if they are doing proper screenings and requiring proper documentation and doing more than a credit check. But having a property management is not going to prevent a squatter. You know what will? Cameras, security system, securing your property, and also filing with your local law enforcement a no trespass notice. You file it with them, post it on the property. Then if they tear it down, it's still filed. It gives law enforcement the permission to arrest somebody on your property. Nancy here chimes in. Nancy, thanks for the question. What time is the show on? So A&E has it listed at 10:09 Central, which would be 10 p.m. and 10:30 Eastern time. I have seen some guides on Hulu and different things. People have sent me some screenshots that shows it's going to be airing at 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m., and then repeating at 11 and 11:30. So, those are all of the times that I have seen that people have sent me, like screenshots of guides where they are showing it. So I imagine, depending on how you're watching the show, just go in and Google squatters, Google, A&E, Google, something, or not Google, but I'm sorry, the search engine in your platform, and see, and it will show all the airing times. So I hope you're able to find it with that information. So, all right. We got a couple more minutes here. I can stretch it out. And then I'm excited to go and get in a place where I can watch the show myself, So, let's see here. So if there's any other questions, but I thank you guys. I'm hoping to, like I said, bring in guests and make the Squatter Talk Tuesdays a lot more exciting and informative. And bring in an audience. I like doing this, but I'm only going to do something that I'm getting positive feedback from and an audience to watch. So, when if I don't have an audience to do this, I don't get paid for this. So, it is something that that I want to feel that I'm making a difference. So here we have Susan says, you have every right to be proud of yourself. Congratulations, Flash. Susan, thank you. I appreciate that. And I am, I always put a lot of heart into everything. And I think the thing I'm most proud of is I'm an amazing dad. I have had the pleasure of raising, 5 children, and so I have no problem patting myself on the back when I do something good. So, but I do appreciate you saying that as well. So thank you. So I'm gonna sign off here. We're at almost 20 minutes here, and join me. Hopefully, I can bring another Squatter Talk Tuesday next Tuesday, and hopefully I have a guest. So again, if you want to be a guest, on this show and you want to tell your story, you just have to email me, flash@outsidetheboxwithflash.com, and I will schedule you to be a guest on this show. And maybe you can help others prevent, a situation that, like you were involved in. So, all right, guys, love you all. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy my show. Please let me know. Let me know if you chime in. Go onto YouTube and write in a comment on one of the videos. Tell me what you thought of the show. I have a short that I just created today advertising the show. That's the very last video. Go on there and tell me, hey, I liked the show, or hey, I didn't like the show, or whatever. Just go on and tell me what you thought, and I appreciate that. So I'm going to say goodnight to you guys. Enjoy the show tonight. Tony, Adami, appreciate you joining. Anyway, hope to see you guys again next week. Thank you so much. Please enjoy my show, watch my videos, share, and tell everybody about it. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much.